what's up? Today I'm going to be giving a film review for Fences. Now this is based on the Pulitzer Prize winning play of the same name, Fences. Now this play was actually written by August Wilson, and previously this film stars Denzel Washington and Viola Davis in it, but at the same time they actually portrayed these roles like in a play, like I think on Broadway or something like that. They actually did like a play, the actual play version of this film. But then now Denzel Washington has decided to like adapt the play into like a film, which he's actually directed, and this is also his directorial like debut, like his first film he has ever directed. So that was kind of like the big, like bonus, and I guess you could say the major thing about this film. This is like Denzel Washington's first film that he has ever directed. And I think in the end, I think this turns out to be a pretty good film. Now this film stars Denzel Washington as Troy Mason. It also stars Viola Davis as Rose Mason, and then you have I think T. Williamson. He plays Gabriel Mason, who is actually the brother of Denzel Washington's character. And something happened to him like in the army or something like that, where he got involved in like an accident or something like that, and left him like mentally impaired. So he's actually like mentally disabled. I thought that was kind of odd, but it was kind of interesting. Now another thing about the film is actually a period film. I think it's set like, it doesn't really like say it, but I think it is set like in the 1950s from what I'm hearing. So it's actually like a period film too as well. And it revolves around like Troy Mason, who's played by Denzel Washington. He's living in his home. He works as like, I think like I guess you could say like a garbage person. I'm really not really sure what they call it, but he picks up trash and so on. Because at one point he gets promoted to like being like the driver or something like that of the garbage truck, I think. But he has to support his family, like his wife and his son. Actually he has two sons. And one of them is actually like getting constantly like in trouble, like getting locked up in jail and so on, everything. But one of his sons has like inspiration to be like a football player. He wants to play football. He actually has like a opportunity, I think, to go like to college or something like that. But Troy, who is played by Denzel Washington, he's actually against his son wanting to become like a football player. He's actually against that because he doesn't think it will go anywhere, anything like that, so on. So I guess like when you think about it, that's what's really going on with the film. You have like this conflict between like Denzel Washington and his son. They want to he does want his son to play football, but yet his son does want to play football. And then you have like a little like conflicts with like Denzel Washington and his wife. Rose Mason, who is played by Viola Davis. They get into conflicts too a lot, but it still seems like it's really revolving around like Denzel Washington just trying like to support his family, like his wife, and his two sons, or really one son, and then all kind of stuff is like going on around him too as well. But it's like that's what the focus of the film seems to really be about. You have like racial issues too in the film too as well. It's like an excessive use of the word, like the N word, which I don't want to say like that. But even Denzel Washington himself, like his character Troy Mason, he says the N word so much you'll think it's like a rap movie, or something like no offense, But he does say it so much, Like I said, that's all what's really going on with the film. Then you have like his brother, Gabe, I think Mason, who's played by T. Williamson, and like I said, he has like a mental problem because he was injured like in war. So he has like this like mental disabled, like it's something wrong with him, And I thought he was okay. Like I said, it seemed kind of odd, because you would think that he was just naturally mentally disabled, but he was actually like injured in war, and that's what made him like mentally like disabled. So I still thought that was kind of odd, But it was okay. Not to spoil the film, but I'm going to say these kind of things, As the film goes on, you have like other conflicts that show up in the film, Like at one point, like Denzel Washington's like character Troy, he impregnates a woman who you never see, but her name is like Alberta, and she actually gives birth to like his baby, like a daughter, and that kind of draws like conflict between him and his wife, played by Viola Davis. She actually gets upset, because he had a baby with another person, and she's been with him for like I think 18 years. They've been like living together or something like that, So that's kind of one of the big conflicts that shows up in the film as well, Now again, I thought this was a pretty good film. It's like the pace of it is good. Like if anything, it's like a lot of dialogue in it that wasn't really needed. It was like a lot of like talking in it, between like Denzel Washington and so on, like his friends who show up and everything. And I thought the performances were pretty good too as well. And I think the one that really stood out was Viola Davis as the character that she played. I think it was Rose Mason, right? I thought her performance was like excellent too as well, especially at times she got real emotional and stuff. I thought she did a good job in her performance, And I thought some of the other performances in the film were pretty good, like Stephen McKinley Henderson as Jim Bono, who is actually his best friend, who's actually Troy's best friend, who he actually met in jail because he got into like a conflict. And Denzel Washington, he kind of explains, it's like in a sequence where, he kind of explains his past and he explains how he met Bono in jail. I thought that guy was pretty good. Then like his son, like he has, I'm not going to touch on him, he has two sons, but I thought the one son, like his youngest son that wants to be the football player, God forget his name, yeah, the youngest son, his name was Corey Mason, and he's played by, I think it's Jovan Estepo. I think that's how you say his name. He's played by, Jovan Estepo. Yeah, Estepo, I'm sorry. I think he's not even American, I think he's like British or something like that. But I thought he was decent in his role. Not really on par with like Denzel Washington, Viola Davis. But in the end, like I said, I thought this was a pretty good film. It had like a lot of like racial issues in it. Like I said, they have like an excessive use of the N-word, which I was even kind of offended by at one point because you hear so much. And this Denzel Washington was actually sandwich a lot. But like I thought, like the direction of the film too, I thought it was pretty good too as well. Like, and this is his first film directing, so I thought he did a pretty good job on this film. And like I said, you kind of got going to this film with like a laid back feel to it, you don't be expecting all kind because it's very talkative. It's like tons of like dialogue in it, and to think these are actually like actors who have to actually like pronounce these lines and see how you remember these lines. So I always thought that was kind of interesting and kind of complicated, But yeah, in the end, I think Fences, I thought this was a pretty good film. Now I kind of want to give it a A minus. But I think I'm going to just give it a B plus. I would recommend this highly for like these like fans of these kind of like period type films, dealing with like racial issues and stuff like that. I would highly recommend it for them. Or if just like fans of like Denzel Washington or Viola Davis, as well. So yeah, I'm giving Fences a B plus, and this is my review.